Welcome back, my business besties. Today, we're going to be talking about why high achievers can't relax even when they have time. Do you notice that? I want you to know if this is you, there's nothing wrong with you. You are not weird. You are part of our high achieving tribe, and I'm a lot like you. I'm going to share a little bit about that. I heard the other day in coaching that inspired this conversation where a member said, I put all the clinic growth map systems in place, everything's flowing, and now I have free time for the first time in years. I was so used to seeing 30 clients a week, and now I don't know what to do with myself, and it feels uncomfortable. So let's just put that out there. Before we get to that piece, I first want to talk about doing it scared. You've heard me say that, right? If you've been to a live training, you've heard me say, do it scared. You've done it scared. You're a high achiever. You've stepped outside of your comfort zone, or maybe you were just about to. I almost picture it like in order to reach the top or to reach the finish line, you really have to become a master of your mind. And we're all running the same marathon, getting to the finish line, whatever that is for you. However many multiple seven figures or people on your team, being a master of your mind, I am a master of my mind. And here's what I mean. When I'm running this marathon, I'm so good at not focusing on things I can't control. I don't know how I've done it. I think years of therapy. And I can teach you, I will in my program. But there are some people listening to this podcast who will make it to the finish line quickly. There are some people who will make it to the finish line eventually. And then there are others that won't make it to the finish line. And what is the difference? Well, there are those that are running the marathon that will get caught up in, oh my God, this is so hard. Oh God, I'm sweaty. My feet hurt. I'm thirsty. This is hard. They will allow these external variables that are not in their control because it's part of the marathon. Do you see that? It's actually part of the experience, the hard stuff. Either they'll stop, or they'll allow all of these things that they can't control slow them down. Maybe they'll get there eventually, maybe not. Maybe they'll stop to tie their shoes, maybe they'll take a break, and maybe they'll just not get back in the game, in the marathon. I learned over the years, and I honestly think it's because when I was a kid, my home environment wasn't great. So I just really learned to be a happy kid despite my circumstances. And anybody who's had childhood trauma, you get that, right? You have to survive. So you learn to compartmentalize and you learn to just not focus on certain things to get through. Maybe it's not the best thing because it can be avoidant, but it works. In terms of applying those principles to business really works because you get to the finish line. So I just want to bring that up because I've been really focusing on how much of success is a mindset game. I'm the master of my mind. Take that with you. I'm the master of my mind. If you remember, of course you remember, you're a therapist, but we forget too that everything is perception. What am I focusing on? I'm just going to get more of that. And it's going to impact my feelings and my physiology, and it's going to impact my whole day. I've been bringing this concept to my 9-year-old twin, Lucas. He, the other day, was just really focusing on the negative. His twin brother won a bunch of races and was able to take the day off school and go to track and field and run against the other schools. And Lucas had to go to school because he wasn't fast enough to make it. And he said to me, Mom, it's not fair. I'm in school all day and Jackson is out playing outside. He's running races. And it was impacting his whole day. He's a kid that tends to ruminate and he really can't let things go. And I was saying, you are the master of your mind, Lucas. So you can focus on this all day and it will ruin your day. Or let's focus on other things. You get all your friends to yourself for a day. You're not a twin for one whole day. Your brother's not there. What are some benefits of that? And he took it away. It was really cute. And he's like, Mom, you know what? I get to focus on where my mind goes. And I have to say it makes a difference. And I'm like, yay. I'm like CBTing him already. But he also said, and Mom, it's pretty hard. Like, this is hard. I'm like, yes, I'm 45 years old and it is also hard for me. We know the concepts. And it can still be hard. But I want your background music to be, I am the master of my mind, because you can choose to go into those negative Facebook groups where everyone's complaining about it being slow, oversaturated, the economy, just the world. Or you could master your mind like Andrea did in my success panel recently. I'm going to put a link in the show notes for you. But she had said, I see these Facebook groups, but I'm personally growing so fast. We have 20 therapists and they're all busy. Don't engage with this. To be the master of your mind, it's focusing on the things that work. So you've done it. You're the master of your mind. You're at the finish line. You've finally done it, and you just want to plop down and enjoy after all that hard work. But then you realize, is it actually hard to enjoy and relax and soak into the present moment when you do make it? Or it doesn't have to be making it to your end goal. Maybe it's not the finish line. Maybe it's just that you ran around the track once, celebrating that, and then that you made it a fifth time, or maybe you just celebrate every time around the track. Last week, I went to my cottage for the first time, and I just found myself having a difficult time relaxing. And I wanted to have this conversation with you around why is that? I pondered, and for me, it's a couple of things, and I wonder if you relate. One is, and none of them are really rational, so I'm just going to be really honest and real here. One is, if I slow down, I'll fall behind. Somehow I feel like we're running this marathon, and some of them are my competitors, let's say. And so if I slow down, the world is running at such a fast pace, I'll fall behind, I'll miss something. Or I should do this, or like I'm somehow not a good CEO, which is so crazy. But there's that thought, there's this guilt that there's lots you need to be doing. What are you doing? And for you, maybe you're thinking, well, you're not there yet. All my people aren't there yet. But here's the thing. I am you in a year, 5 years, 7 years. I'm you. Welcome to your future. Sold the clinic, the $1 million, all the things. It's about learning to enjoy right now. Because please hear this. If the skill doesn't exist now, it's going to still be hard later. And I know I can hear you saying, well, Nicole, no. I mean, hey, if I could get a cleaning lady, and if I could get help around the house and order groceries, and I didn't have to work as hard, naturally, I would be able to relax. But I'm having the conversation with you in those moments. Are you able to fully relax? And if you can't, how is it going to be different later? The thing I want you to ponder is, okay, what is it in those quiet moments when you still feel like your nervous system is revving because you are such a high achiever? Get into that narrative like, okay, what am I actually telling myself? And we know all the things like breathing and all of that, but the truth is high achievers have a certain narrative. So there's that piece. I really want you to ponder, what is your narrative? Then there's the other piece where fully relaxing can actually feel uncomfortable in our bodies because our nervous system somehow doesn't feel like it's safe. The mantra that I tell myself is, it is safe to relax. It really does work, actually. Breathing that in, it is safe to relax. It is safe to relax. It is safe to relax. Soaking that into your nervous system, soaking it into your cells, and then just practice. For some of us, though, relaxing can almost feel uncomfortable, but also kind of boring. Like you need to be stimulated. Because when I'm saying relaxing, I'm not talking about scrolling. I'm not talking about playing a game on your phone. I'm talking about being here right now, being mindful of the present moment, breathing in actual life. And then there's this third thing, which is the dopamine addiction, where I find that dopamine, we're so used to that reward hit. It's, I'm moving forward, I'm achieving, what does that mean about you? Like really lean into that. So if I'm achieving, it means what? That I'm worthy, or that I'm what? Fill in the blank. For some of you, it could be that I'm good enough. Like you're actually trying to fill this void. This is a deeper success conversation, my beautiful friend, because I am your coach. I'm running up this hill with you, and we're linking arms, and I'm yelling at you at times with love when I have to, and helping you with the mindset piece and everything, the map, the exact steps. But what I know your heart yearns for is really to deeply feel that contentment and enjoyment. And I think it's so important to do some planning, so when you get to the top, that you get what you want and you deeply deserve. There's also the piece around just accepting that there are people who wish they were as productive as us, that they have the opposite. They're like, oh, I have difficulty starting. I have difficulty procrastinating. I have difficulty doing the things where you actually have difficulty doing the opposite. I'm not sure, by the way, if you married your opposite. Like Dan, he can chill. He plays all these games on his phone. And I'm like, I wish I could fully relax, but I'm always doing something. I'm a mover and a shaker. So then part of me is saying, well, why not just accept that? I now know not to judge myself, that my downtime has to feel productive, and it's okay. It's okay. What I mean is I have to book spa days, book massages and therapy and walk and yoga and meditation. I'm very much a let's book it in and I'll do it and I'll feel amazing and I'm living my best life. It's like knowing yourself enough to say, okay, so when I get to the top or when I get to the finish line, what does enjoyment look like? I want to plan it, and I also want to bring acceptance with me that it might just look a little bit more scheduled than somebody else. I think part of this is also practice. You're not going to go from doing lots of hours to doing no hours. Slowly but surely let go of 1 hour and then book something in. And your nervous system will learn that it is absolutely safe to relax. But please, the next time it comes up and you impulsively want to check something or book something or work, I urge you to take a deep breath, say the mantra, it is safe to relax, but also jot it down in a journal. What is my narrative right now? What am I actually saying? What will happen? What does it mean about me? And what will actually happen if I take a break? I also know that we're really hard on ourselves and we set such a high bar for what productivity is in a day. What could be helpful is externalizing and thinking, okay, if this was a colleague and she was to tell me that she worked this many hours this week, plus she's working on the weekend, how would I feel towards her? What advice would I give her? And then you'll realize, wait a minute, okay, wow, I'm actually doing that. Is that a normal amount of work? And then you'll realize, no, that is a lot of work, and then begin to shift your behavior. I want to share with you something that I'm obsessed with. Have you heard of binaural beats? You've heard me talk about, I haven't talked about them for a while, but solfeggio frequencies. I'll link both. It is a brainwave hertz. So it's basically a sound, or it's specifically a frequency that entrains your brainwaves, because your brainwaves also are a frequency. Binaural beats. You can find these on Spotify. I have a favorite one. I'll link it for you. As you're beginning to train your nervous system to enjoy and be in more flow and let go and just trust, because the opposite of all of this is trust. I start my day every day now with my new obsession, binaural beats. It puts me into a trance. So what you do is I would do it first thing in the morning, put headphones in. That's really important. And what happens is it's beautiful music, but the frequency in each ear is slightly different. That apparently, and there's research on this, the brain waves fill the extra space with a different frequency that causes delta waves, which is the deep sleep wave, or alpha waves, which is the relaxed state. It will set your whole day up. Do this every day. And when that day finally comes, when you open your arms to this life that is waiting for you, that is beyond your wildest dreams, this avalanche of abundance, of bright, white light abundance, because that's why you are here doing what you're doing, you will fully be able to lean back and enjoy. I'll see you next week.